Yeah, I'm ready, baby.
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Jojo Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Night Watch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken. What's going on? Q&A Mondays, the lethal, not late, collective at your service.
The late
What's
collective.
up, guys?
Fashionably late collective, as we like to call ourselves. What is up?
Fashionably.
What
Hey,
is up?
man.
What is up?
Just chilling. For you guys in the live chat, looks like you guys are having fun. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We do not have Craven Something Scary with us today, but he will be back with us on Friday. So yeah, we got to hold it down for him.
It's
You know.
the trifecta. Jake won't be
It's-
here on Friday. Craven will take his spot. We're just alternating. That's all.
I won't be here. I won't be here next Monday. So we're just gonna
Oh man.
pick it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh shit! I'm like, dude, that's crazy, man. What are the odds?
I'm just joking, man.
It'd just be perfect.
Oh Lord. Oh man, Carrie and Jason. Look at Jason. He's like still jamming to the intro, right? I know.
Yeah.
Jason
So-
loves the intros, man.
A great starter point is, Jake, how do you feel about being replaced by Nancy Ann Ritter on Fridays?
You know, if anyone's gonna replace me, I'm so happy it's our Narnar. You know, that's the we could use a little more gender diversity on the Lethal Collective,
That's
anyways.
right.
So there you go.
I mean, we're pretty. We're pretty.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh,
At least
Tyler's the stud here. Well, no, I'm sorry, Knight's the stud.
Knight
here.
is
sorry.
Knight
yeah,
is
yeah, no.
Knight is like the epitome of a man. He is
oh
like,
wow.
he is manly man. He's like
He came here without the sleeves today. He doesn't need them.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is like friggin' like I don't
Viewership.
even know 88 viewership. It's like 88 degrees, man.
In Maine, it's 88 degrees. Dang.
It feels like that. I'll tell you.
Dang.
it's probably like 34, but he's just so used
No,
to the
no.
cold. He's walking around. He's
like
like,
a
God, it's
blizzard
so hot
outside."
today.
Dang, man. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's 60 here in Ohio, and it's even that's like, ugh. It's like a little cold. I love like 80. 80 degrees is perfect. Like that is just, I can do that. I can take
Right?
it.
It says it's 84 here in Vegas, but I think that's wrong.
It's gotta,
Oh, 86.
gotta be wrong.
There we go.
What's up? Me, myself, and a movie saying, hey,
What is up? What is up?
Yo.
Wayne's like, once again, how was your birthday, Fate?
Well, thank you. Thank you. It was good. It was a great time. We had a good time. We had the stream with Nancy, my Nar.
Yes.
I haven't made the stream yet, but we're going to do it Thursday. I'm sorry. Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then, try to make it a regular thing. And people like it. People seem to really enjoy it yesterday. So we'll do a couple under the belt, see if people enjoy it. I know it's not for everybody, which I completely understand, but you have so
Right.
much other content for me and other live
Yeah.
streams and stuff, a day or two out of the week to spend time with Nar and hear some stories and stuff and just have back and forth. I think there's value there. I do. I think that there's people that enjoy it. We all have like that celebrity or that, actor or actress that we, we admire or just enjoy or appreciate and and to see them be real and open up and tell like stories about just not even like a lot, like most of the stream wasn't even bad. I mean, there were some bad stories, but a lot of it was
Right.
just us opening up about like our past and, her relationship, and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like just getting real. Like it was, I think there's a real value in that.
Right?
So, yeah. So
I agree.
but other than that, birthday was great. No complaints. I was tired when I woke
I
up today.
bet, man. You guys were going for a while. I was like at work. I was like, man, they are still going. I mean, it was cool though. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, it was a good conversation.
Yeah,
You know.
it was. It was. I don't plan on going 4 hours every time. It just, it was just through the natural flow and stuff. But I did. I liked it. I felt like she started to really get comfortable and talk, and I like just being able to push her start button and let her go,
You
let
know
her.
what I thought was really cool is once I don't know what time it was. It was at least halfway through it, but she started asking you
Mhm.
questions. I was like, "You go, Nancy Ann."
Yeah,
Like she was like, "So how did you come up with the name for your channel? How did you come up with
yeah,
Fate Decided?"
yeah.
And the way she asked you, I was like, "Yeah, she could really do this. She
Yeah,
really could."
and I was telling her that after, like when we were talking, I was saying, like
Yep.
she was like, I love it. She's like, probably got to get a little liquored up. She's like, it's different when there's like 4 or 5 of us.
Right. Right.
She's
Right.
like, because I'm kind of just in the mix, but she's like, I was really nervous that it was just the two of us. And I was like, don't
Right.
worry, I'm not gonna let you drown. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've done this enough. I could carry it. I'm good. Like, if
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like moments I can bring you back in, or
Hmm.
if you need a minute, take you out. Like, not
Right.
like take her out like off screen, but like
Hmm.
change the conversation, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point too, man. Because I think with a lot of people and some of the folks that have come on with us live because they supported Red Right Hand, some of them had mentioned, I'm really really nervous, and I think it's. I'm just glad that we've done this long enough that we're comfortable enough to be talking about any fucking thing we
Yeah,
want, man. You know
yeah,
what I'm
literally.
saying? Because that first time I was nervous too. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like I like talking to people, but being live on a live stream, it's so different. And I think
Yeah,
once people actually they do it, they see how it's like a different arena. But she was good.
And
yeah. Well,
anyone can be watching. That's what's so
yeah,
terrifying about a live
exactly,
stream. It's
That's
like you
right.
never know who's on the other end of it, and
exactly.
it's so now to be so comfortable and to talk about like whatever. Like even in some of my like channel membership videos, like I just posted a review of The Sadness for my channel members and my Patreon supporters today,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
like I made a whole joke about like my mic stand makes this awful noise.
Nice.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, God, that's so hot, or so. I made a joke like that,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
I would never, like 2 years ago, Jake would never make a joke like that in a video, and now it's like to be comfortable enough to be like, yeah, I can do something like that. Who cares? It doesn't matter. So it's
Right,
nice. I don't
right.
know.
It's
It
just getting them
is.
under your belt, and that's what I was telling. And that's also why, like, I didn't go into the chat outside of super chats yesterday,
Right.
just because, like, I was telling her because she was just so worried, so concerned. I was like, look, it's just you and me on there.
Hmm.
I said, you're all you're doing is looking at me. I was like, you don't even have to look at the chat. Just look at me, feed off
Right.
of me, and just get comfortable.
Hmm.
And that was
Yeah.
one of the reasons. I know people probably were disappointed, like, oh, he's not. They're throwing. I was keeping an eye on the chat.
Right.
Like I
Right.
saw,
Right.
and like I'd throw stuff out there that like people would mention stuff, but I didn't want to just keep pulling up comments and stuff on the thing
Hmm.
because I wanted her to. I want to establish, let her just be free and
Yeah.
let her get comfortable, and then when she gets comfortable, like I even mentioned in the stream at some point, I was like, maybe we'll do one of these where it's just the chat, and then
Hmm.
we can go back and forth with the chat. But I was like, just for the first few, I
Hmm.
really want her to I want it to just be me and her. Like, hey,
Right.
I'm here just, it's just like, you're on stage and you need that person to, you have your partner that you just, you tune
That's
out
right.
the audience and it's just
Hmm.
us. That's basically what I
Yeah.
was telling her. I was like, you've acted, you've done stage, you've done things like that.
Hmm.
Same thing. It's just you and me here. Like, the
Yep.
chat, like, don't worry about the chat. I'll take care of the chat. I'll make sure that they understand, any super chats will bring in, stuff like that. I was like, and we'll handle them accordingly and
Hmm.
stuff. And, and I'd let her finish her thoughts and stuff. Like, because usually if I get a super chat, I try to get to it right away. But like some of the
Yeah.
super chats, it took me like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get to because I didn't want to just interrupt her. I wanted her,
Right.
because that's the only way she's really going to get comfortable is
Exactly.
just being able to be yourself, be free. And like
Hmm.
we've gotten comfortable with it, and then
Yeah.
once she gets comfortable, then yeah, I'll bring all the chat in and she can just,
Hmm.
bounce off and stuff. But I think that there is inherent value in her. And that's what I was telling her. I mean,
Oh,
people love
absolutely.
her.
She has a
And
great personality.
she
She's
does
she's she's
Oh
bubbly.
yeah.
She's funny. She's just look. The bottom line is just some people just have
that thing.
something,
Yeah.
that thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and she definitely does.
And I
She
told her, I
really
was like,
does.
look, if you can grow an audience, that just benefits you through everything.
Hmm.
I really want her, and many of us do want her to do her own thing. And
Yeah.
she just like, I don't know. Like, so my goal is just to get her comfortable enough to be able to do her own thing, even if it is with us, even if we are guests,
Yeah.
you know, she has a guest every time. So I just want her to get comfortable. I think her biggest concern is just, you know, like the introduction, the lead, stuff like that, which is hard. You know, the first
It
time we
is.
did it, it's tough to like, you know, like how should I start this? You know, like okay, do I? No, that's too stiff. Okay, no, it's too lax. You know,
There's Jake
yeah,
taking a drink.
Yeah, you're like, where's my shot glass? Like, you know, it's like, and then eventually you get to it to where you realize it doesn't matter. So it's just
Right.
like, hey everybody, how you doing? Thanks for popping it. Like, and you realize like people are there for you. They don't care. They don't care how you look. They don't care what you're doing. They just want to hang out with you and, you know, and be a part of what's going on. So, but she's fantastic. I cannot speak highly enough about her. And I'd love to see her in the next, you know, couple months or whatever, have her own thing. To where it'd help. It'd grow her following. She's starting to do conventions. I think that's great. And I told her, I was like, myself and the rest of us, like we have that audience. You know, we have the audience that's going into those conventions and stuff. So I was like, we should, you know, you should use us. You know, like, you know, take advantage. I was like, you have an opportunity, and you know, and she's so sweet. You know, she wants us to benefit as well. I'm like, believe me, I'm going to benefit.
Right.
You know, I'm like, believe me, like people are gonna love it. It's just marketing for me. I was like, you know, it's gonna get demonetized. I could care less about that, which it actually hasn't got demonetized, which is amazing. It's still nice. Monetized. So I don't know, fingers crossed, but
for now.
For now.
But
like after you get off of this stream, you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm just like, damn it. But yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about. Like I care less about all this stuff. One, it's about her getting comfortable, and two, like I said, like believe me, people are. It's just about people talking. It's about people getting excited about it. You know, people being able to say, "Oh man, did you check out Fate stream?" Like to me, there's value in that. You know, there's value beyond $1. You know,
absolutely.
Like so.
And plus, it's just strengthening the community, which
exactly.
You know, I think it's such a cool thing. And Maverick was just saying, and again, shout out to Maverick saying, y'all were the best on my first ever live stream. You eased my nerves. You know, and I think that's a really cool thing that people, again, you could just hang out and just be chill. I mean, I can't speak for you guys, but I know when we get together like this, it's just, you know, it's kind of like a little bit of an air of easiness. And I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Like when you're doing your own live stream, you got to kind of handle it in a certain way. There's boxes to check off, and not that it's not fun, but I'm just saying when we get together like this, it's just like kind of just chill, and you know, we could just have some fun, which is what makes it so much fun for me too, you know. So
it's a lot harder to do it solo than it is to do it with somebody else. A lot harder. Because you have people to bounce off of. You have like, you know, like not just that, but like even in this stream, you know, me and Jake could be going off, and Night, you're able to get into the chat, and you're able to, you know, control things, and you know, if you need to adjust something, you can adjust something, things like that. Where it's like if it's just us, we're in real time. It's like, you know, if there's a bot, like I can't, like I'm like trying to multitask here, or like I'm trying to do something, you know, or whatever. You know, Jake does a lot of solo streams too, you know.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, you had like a 4-hour Night did like a 4 or 5 hour stream the other day. Man, I was on. I was like, he's still on. I was like,
you know,
damn, by yourself too, dude.
Well, this was the thing. I was by
a
huge chunk of it, and I got to the point where, because I didn't want to, because I checked in with Fate and I said I want to make sure that you're going to be done yours before I jump on, because I had opportunity, which was very rare, to do it late, and I was trying to time it so it was after Steven's members only stream, but you know, Steven, he went for a while, but anyway, so I was on, and Steven's like, yeah, well, I'll jump in a little bit, and like an hour later, I was about to end it because I had already gone for like 2 hours plus, and then Steven's like, well, I can jump on, and then 25 minutes later, he jumped on, and so we just hung out, and then Fate jumped on, and we went. It was like 4 hours, man.
Hell yeah. That's the way to do it, man.
Right? Right?
Speaking of, Jason just made a good point. He said 700. Let's get 700 subs today. What is the goal today? So Jake, we've been making goals, and we've been hitting them.
Right?
Yeah.
We've been hitting those goals. Like we
We're
made
at 16
a
right
10
now.
sub goal on Friday and we hit it. And and the likes goal, we were just shy by, I think. No, we actually went over.
We did get it.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
go over. That's right. So we've hit the goal every time. So we're at 616 subscribers.
Yeah, man.
What are we thinking? Like
We got to at least get to 620.
625? 625?
Yeah.
625 is
Let's
definitely
do
good.
625.
That's doable.
All right. So we need you, chat. We need you just like last time. Share this. Help us out. Let's get to 625. Like count. Let's see what the like count.
And like Jason said, if you got to go out on the street, man, gotta handle that.
Oh,
Go outside your house and scream at the top of your lungs and say, "Subscribe to the Lethal Collective." What are you doing? Yeah. That is definitely the most effective way to get subscribers.
What's up, Steven?
We actually have a good viewer to subscriber base right now. We got 22 likes and 24 in the chat. So
there we go.
That's what I like to see.
People are learning the ways.
That is true. That is true.
They're learning the ways.
So help us reach our goal. Let's do that. But
that's right.
What else we got? What else we got, boys? Anything specific?
Is anyone else excited for Stranger Things season 4 this Friday, or is it just me?
Yeah,
I am excited. Although I still got to catch up. So I'm just gonna.
Where are you at, Knight?
I gotta catch up too.
I still gotta watch 3.
He's like, I gotta watch it from the beginning.
I know some stuff, but I've tried to not like get all the high. I probably know all the best parts, but I do know some stuff. But I'm gonna try to binge it before the weekend.
Heck yeah, man! Dude, I'll tell you what, season 3 is probably my favorite season. So you're in for a fun ride. So
nice.
It's good. It's a good one.
Great. But I'm excited.
The final episode is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna try to binge all that Friday night, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, man. Like I don't know if I can do it. It's a commitment there.
So what's your big theory? I know you think that it's heavily nightmare inspired. They even I saw some like report or whatever where they said like there are all kinds of Easter eggs to Nightmare on Elm Street. There are like visuals that are identical. I guess from people that have already seen it and stuff, like without spoilers, like that kind of thing. But I know you think, what is it, Vecna?
Yeah,
did I say it right? Yeah. I know you think he's like the upside down version of Freddy. You still believe that? Or?
Okay. Because like here, I said that once and I thought, and people just took it the wrong way. People think that I'm saying that it's actually Freddy Krueger who's for real. No, dude, the first video I posted about it, so many people were like, I don't think they'd be able to like get the IP for Freddy and I'm like, no. Vecna is like, dude, he's a massive reference to Freddy Krueger. I mean, you get a shot in that trailer where you get to see his hand and it looks all finger glove knifey. Bro,
yes.
They got Robert Englund in there, and guess what? The big poster for season 4, the last one they released, it looks identical to Dream Warriors poster. It's the same fucking poster with Stranger Things characters, dude. I'm as adamant about this as Craven is about the whole Stew Train thing. Robert Englund is Vecna. I don't give a damn, bro. 99.9% sure it's happening.
How disappointed will you be if it's not?
Very, very I'll cry.
I can only imagine.
That's why Friday I'm binging it. I don't know if Bearded Entertainment is here, but I want to thank him because he's coming to Ohio this Friday to film some drone shots for Red Right Hand. So just
nice,
massive thanks to that guy. Awesome dude, been so nice and super kind to like literally everyone here. So thank you so much, Bearded Entertainment. But after that, I'm fucking binging the whole thing, and then I'll tell you. I'm gonna send y'all a frowny face if that's not the case. But
Jake's gonna need some consoling.
Yeah, no, actually, for real. The other thing though, dude, is in the final trailer came out today, and like you actually get a line of dialogue from what I think is Robert Englund voicing Vecna, and he says something like "It's time," and it sounds like him. So I don't know, man. To me, there's so many context clues that would point to that. I hope that's the case. I hope like Victor Creel is secretly Vecna or something, or Robert Englund is just voicing the character, something along those lines.
It is cool. It is exciting to think about, man. Just thinking about Robert, man, I'm telling you, he's such a legend. A legend.
He's fantastic, but
he is. He really is.
I saw somebody was asking me about with the Winchesters.
Yes. So I loved it how you were trying to get Nancy to remember what this show was?
Yeah,
But
I was
she
doing
did get it.
She did, but it took like 15 clues. I basically said everything except for the actual name. I was like, I'm running out of ideas here. I was like, and like even people in the chat were trying to help, so I was like using their ideas, and she was like, "Oh, Supernatural." I was like, she was like Vampire Diaries. I was like, "You're getting closer." She was like,
Yeah, she was. I was like, good for her,
Supernatural. I
man.
was like, there you go, perfect. But yeah, because Blucka left a. He gave a super chat and left a reference from it, and so she was like, "It was nobody in the history of torture will be tortured with the torture that you will be tortured with." And Crowley says that in the show, and so like me and Blucka are always throwing Supernatural references at each other.
Yes.
And so yeah, he did that. She was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a reference from a show."
Right.
She was like,
"Yeah."
I don't remember what the first show it was that she threw up, but it was just something like completely out of left field. I was like, not even close.
It was hilarious shit, man.
But yeah, the Winchesters. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. They said that they have, because if you know the story without ruining it for people, if you know the story, what they're planning on doing in the Winchesters makes no sense. So, but Jensen Ackles, who is his production company, is the one that's putting this on. He's already said that they actually have a mention in it, and they tie it into the show to make it make sense. Because there's a couple things that I could think of off the top of my head that would make it make sense. And so I imagine it's probably going to be one of those things. But the trailer, I know a lot of Supernatural fans are really disappointed with the trailer. I was kind of disappointed with the trailer. It looks kind of, it looks very CW-ish. If that makes sense. Where Supernatural,
I know exactly what you mean.
Supernatural was always the one constant that was not. Like they were coming out with all of these like CW shows, and it's like, yep, that's a CW show. And then you watch Supernatural, and you're like, this does not belong on the CW. But that's also probably why it was their biggest show for up until they left. I mean, because it didn't get canceled. They didn't cancel the show. It's just they're not brothers in real life, but Jared and Jensen, they just wanted to do other things, which is understandable after 15 years. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited for it, but I have usually spinoffs aren't that great. Usually spinoffs are very underwhelming and disappointing. But I would rather. I'm hoping that the rumors are true. There's word is that Jensen gave a presentation of a potential 16th season over on HBO Max, and it'd be like a 10 episode season. And so that I would rather have that than the prequel, because they've been trying to do. They've been or not. Yeah, well, I guess it is prequel, but they've been trying to do spinoffs for what's going on. They've been trying to do spinoffs for like 10 years. they did the Wayward Sisters. They were trying to do that. That failed. There's even an episode in Supernatural, and what is it? Season 7, I believe that's what I meant. That was a pilot episode for a spinoff show. And people didn't like the episode, so they never did the show. So yeah, damn,
there you go.
Pretty interesting, but anyway,
nice.
I can talk about this all day. So you guys,
that's your show, man. See, that's the beautiful thing. We all have our things that we bring to the table, and that's yours. Because every time you say it, and you're like, I know you guys don't watch it, and I can feel the disappointment in your voice. You're like, you sons of bitches. You know,
guys are just disappointed.
You're lame.
Yeah, losers.
Part
of the losers club. You're gonna get
the loser collective.
The loser collective. We should get the L from it.
Yeah. Loser lover.
We should do like if we do a merch line. We should do like the Lethal Collective, but like do it horror inspired. So like do like have like a Freddy Krueger, like maybe like the whatever is like something's a glove of Freddy or something. Like that'd be cool. Like do like a Stranger Things type thing, and it'll just be tears of.
Well, it's the same character, so I mean,
right. Exactly.
Right.
Jake's face and just tears running down his face.
I would buy that shirt.
I would too.
How many did you sell? We sold one, and it was to Jake.
I would wear it on like every stream though. It'd be great. Go!
Come on.
Yeah, let's go. Take that, Carrie.
They make me work for it. She just made me
Sometimes
work
you gotta
for
earn it.
Yeah.
You gotta. Earn it.
You have to.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
It's what we do. Hey,
What's up, Zoe?
Zoe.
Zodi, man.
See, he put a wave emoji in there, so I'll wave to him.
He did.
No.
Yeah, he knew what to do.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, Val. Val says,
up, Val?
gentlemen. I like that.
Good evening, gentlemen. Gentlemen.
We're not
the-
gentlemen.
We're not? Okay, we're not.
We're the
We're just
lethal of
pretending.
We're the lethal of extraordinary gentlemen. We're the
Oh my
collective,
God,
the collective
man.
of extraordinary
That,
gentlemen.
you know what? I gotta admit, man, that might be the one movie that I actually fell asleep on in the theater.
Dude, that movie was terrible for what they were trying to
I felt well, okay, here's the story. Now it was a late night showing, right? And I was watching it and I don't even know, maybe about a third way in, and I literally fell asleep. I don't know how long I was asleep. But I will say this, watching it, years later, yeah, it's not good. I see what they were trying to do, and I can appreciate some things, and I'm just a diehard Sean Connery fan anyway, so but yeah, I fell asleep on that thing. I was like, oh my gosh, popcorn all over me.
I mean, it was supposed to that was supposed to be like the beginning of like a spit of like a whole like universe or whatever.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it was just all over the place. That was the
It
problem.
was. I know, and it would
just
have been
no
so cool.
consistency. It was such a
Yeah.
great idea, but it was just like, okay,
Yes.
now we're over here. Now we're
Right,
what
right.
question? I answered your question about Supernatural. What did he ask me? Oh, I want to ask Fate. I want to ask Fate, how would Sam and Dean handle Michael Myers? Fate decided he'd probably just go in, chop his head off, and be over. Be quick, swift.
But they wouldn't be able to do it though,
Of course they would.
because you can't kill
Sam
a
and Dean.
boogeyman.
Sam and Dean have God on their side. God,
Michael's the epitome of evil.
exactly. Good always triumphs over evil.
Do you really believe
Not
that?
always.
Lori even
Not
cut his head
always.
off. Lori even cut
Hey,
his head
hey,
off.
look, not in Haddonfield. It doesn't.
Yeah. Evil does not always die tonight, my friend.
They'll just
Right?
capture him and bury him under cement.
Then what's he gonna do then? He'll crawl out eventually. He'll get out of there.
Right.
Oh, I
30
fucking
years
love the Kingsman movies, Amber.
Yeah.
The
Just gotta
last
say
one
that.
sucked.
No, the last one was horrible.
The
Yeah.
prequel one.
Yeah.
That one was
Oh,
terrible.
I
totally
didn't see
agree.
that one. Really?
Don't.
It was
It was
bad?
terrible. It's-
I walked out.
man.
I walked
I mean,
out of
you
the theater.
You
It was that
should
bad.
watch it just to say you watch
You
it. but,
really
like,
walked
it's-
out?
No, I swear to God, there's only two movies I have ever walked out of in my entire life. That's one of them. It was garbage. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Actually, the first two, I love both of them. Like the first two are fantastic
Yes.
flicks, but
Yeah.
wow, The King's Man is the most disappointing movie I've ever seen in the theaters.
It didn't make
man.
sense with like if you've watched the other movies, there were like literal parts that make no sense. You're like,
Yeah. It had like almost nothing to do with the other movies
Yeah.
too. Like I don't understand why they made that film.
and it was supposed to be like a prequel. It was supposed to like establish like you had this whole story that was great and established, and they just were like, we're gonna do something completely different. You're like, what?
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, it's Hawkins' House of Horror. What's up?
Hawkins' House of Horror.
I like it. Yeah. Amber, the last one was ass.
Yeah.
Put it nicely.
Big ass.
That fat ass.
Apparently, the other movie he walked out of was our movie, Zoe, because he was just so excited he had to leave the room.
I've never walked
Yes.
out. I've never walked out of a movie.
I've also walked out of Dunkirk. I've never been so bored by a film in my life. Like that yeah. I just did not interest me at all. Like I was about 45 minutes into it and nothing happened, so I left.
Dude, I've sat through some
Wow.
atrocious movies, but like, yeah, like I'm like I'm paid for it. I mean, I know so you could actually like leave a theater. I think it's like as long as it's not beyond like 75% of the movie, they'll like reimburse you. So basically, as long as you leave by the third act, then like they'll reimburse you. But most of the time, I'm like, I'm here.
Like I think my thing about both of those movies is nothing interesting happens in either of those movies, which is why I left. Like I sat through all of the new Firestarter and like that was a pretty bad movie, but like it was at least so bad it was good at points. Yeah. So like that kept me. I was like, okay, that's cool, and there's some cool effects, you know. So like I was like, I'll sit through this. This is fun. But man, like both of those films just did not interest. Nothing. There's nothing going on in the first 45 minutes that had me interested. So I was just like, eh.
You must have been pissed off, man, because I'd be so pissed off because, you know, you spend your money, you plan your day or your time to go to the theater or whatever.
Me and my friends love the Kingsman movies. Like we all like I went with like an armada of people and we all collectively decided to leave. Like there was like 5 of us. Yeah. 5 of us. We all looked at each other. We're just like, nope. We're like,
Peace.
yeah.
Wow, man. Look at Jason. Where's the Lethal Collective merch? Jason, you're the man.
Yeah, definitely. And we need we should do a shirt with just the Iron Lady.
Right?
Exactly.
So I walked out of the Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy. Wow.
I was 7 and everything flew over my head.
At 7?
How do you walk at a movie at 7?
I was just about to say.
he drove there like a man.
He just, because Zoe is almighty, he just manifested there and just manifested.
Just faded out of existence when it wasn't. He didn't get anything.
Yeah, he's just just faded to black.
That's good. I like that. I just had a vision of that. That's crazy, man.
I've never left the movie, but they paused Scream 5 and had to escort.
Right. What's up, Conrad?
What's up, Conrad? Welcome.
What's up?
Oh, see you later, Carrie.
Go. This is why we don't wave to you in an aggressive manner.
No more waving for you.
God, we did that for you, and then you just bail on us.
Yep.
Dang.
Thanks a lot, Carrie.
God.
We see it. We see how it is. I'm just joking.
All that work. No,
all the work for nothing. Hey, Conrad said I walked out of Texas Chainsaw 3D. Ooh.
I don't blame you for that, Conrad.
I don't either. Oh man,
I got a pretty funny story to talk about. Speaking of bad movies, have you guys ever seen Cannibal Holocaust?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you like Cannibal Holocaust?
I don't think it's as great as many people pretend it is, but
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's terrible. Like, you know,
right.
I've only watched it probably twice in my life.
Yeah, yeah. My buddies watched it this weekend and they like invited me to go see it, but I couldn't go because my brother's band had like their first gig ever. So I was like, I had to go support my brother. So, but they're like, oh well, we're gonna still watch it. I'm like, go ahead. Like I'm not missing much, you know. And my buddy calls me today, literally just an hour before we started streaming, and he's like, "Dude, Cannibal Holocaust fucking sucks." And I'm like, dude, just watch The Green Inferno. It's the same thing but better.
It is.
Like,
I mean,
it is.
Cannibal Holocaust is just it's a very specific type of movie. You know, it's like it's the best way to put it. Like it's very specific. Like, but yeah, I mean, The Green Inferno. You're right. What's the other one? There's a
few movies.
There's another movie that's exactly like it. That actually was like it's considered like one of the best movies ever. I can't think of the name of it. Green Inferno.
Cannibal Ferox.
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. I've heard of that one. I've never seen it though, but I hear it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but those are movies that those are never going to be movies that I'm going to pop in to rewatch like all the time. You know what I mean?
They're pretty visceral.
Yeah, they're not movies for. They're not. I mean, the thing is that like that's happened on like several. I mean, there was like a real camera crew that like one of those tribes. Like they found that tribe and they went in and the tribe killed them and ate them and stuff. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's right, man. You got to be careful where you go.
It's real.
Man.
Well, I mean, like, why would you like? What logical, rational person is like, oh, we just discovered this tribe on this island somewhere, and they're cannibals. Let's go do a documentary on them,
right?
Like, it's like,
without any defense
without nothing. Like he didn't show up with guns and army, nothing. He just like, hey, me and my buddy Jake, hey, let's go. Come on, man, it'll be fun.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be great. And then you wonder why, like, play stupid games with stupid prizes, I mean, it sucks that what happened to him, but it's like, come on, like, use your brain. Like God.
That's right, Denisha. Get it up.
Get it up.
Get it up.
We actually have more likes than watchers right now, which is
Yeah.
we have 21 watchers and we have
Let's-
31 likes.
us
But we're
out.
still at 616.
fucking go.
Still 16. Wow, man.
Still 616.
Come on,
Oh,
guys. You gotta get you guys go out on
what
them
we
streets.
need? We need some righteous people. That's what we need. We need
Oh,
some righteous
stop it.
people
Come
in
on,
this.
stop it. Stop.
That'll
No.
that'll get the party going.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby, can you dig your man? He's a righteous man.
There we go.
oh yeah. Feeling all righteous now. Let's go.
Great.
All right,
That's
now.
great. All right.
All
Hey,
right.
All right.
speaking of gory, man, because I know you said you were talking about Jake. That's the sadness, man. Holy shit.
I still haven't
I'm-
seen it. I
All
hear
right,
I hear it's brutal.
It's brutal, man.
It's beyond
I'm excited
brutal. I
for it.
did on Friday. I did a live stream on it, and
Oh, nice.
holy shit, man! When I saw that movie, I was like, man, everything that they said, you're not gonna be ready for it. It's like it is so gory and brutal.
Did you guys
But it was-
like it? I've heard a lot of mixed things. I've heard people that absolutely love it, and then I've heard people that are like, "This is terrible." Like, it's yeah. Whatever.
I'll say this without spoiling anything. I loved the first half. I hated the second half. That's gonna, and I can't really elaborate on why, but like, I don't know, man. They introduce a lot of stuff in the second half that's like,
Yeah.
I don't care for. You know?
I know what you're talking about too, man. Yeah, they went there.
Yeah,
went there.
they crossed a line that is like but you know what, I talked about this in my review. I was like, they crossed the line, but because they crossed that line, there's one specific scene, the eye scene night, if you know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
that unfortunately is going to be the thing that everyone remembers from that movie. And
I know.
I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of like, it's a little too far for my taste personally,
Yeah.
but
It was unnecessary, you know.
it was unnecessary. It was just
Yeah.
brutality for brutality's sake, you know.
Right. And
Yeah.
it's too bad because what's his name? Rob Jabaz or whatever. He's a Canadian filmmaker, and this was his directorial debut. And I think there were some really good things in the movie. Like you said, the beginning of the movie or the first half of the movie, like I could really feel the tension. You could kind of see the homages to movies of the past and so forth. And my big thing is, and I love foreign films, and I can watch a subtitle movie any day, all day. This movie was just so damn effective. I didn't even need the subtitles on. It was very effective in the beginning, and I cared about the leads. So that told me that this is a really well done movie. But like you said, once you get into the second half, it just kind of went off the cliff in certain ways. But practical effects were good. The gore. I mean, if you're a gore hound, this is your movie. That's for sure. It's crazy shit though.
It's really funny. I watched the first 30 minutes of it, which in my opinion is really all you need to watch of the film. But like, I watched that and then I hopped on a live stream because it was right before like I had a live stream plan, and I go on and I'm like, The Sadness is the greatest horror movie ever made. It's so awesome. And then I finished it after the live stream and I'm like, wow. Damn. Okay. Well, never mind. Take back everything I just said about it. So yeah, weird. It's a weird situation with that one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, you have to watch it because it's one of those where it's like I feel like everyone's gonna have a different take on it. You know, it's definitely a polarizing film, like 100%.
It's one of those movies you love or hate.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it was intense, man. I'll give them credit on that scale, but they definitely went places where it's like, okay, well, you didn't need that.
Yeah.
You didn't really need that. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, what are you trying to say in the movie, so to speak? I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but you get what I mean, Jake. It's like you didn't even need that. You were doing so well, you know.
Yeah, you had like a pretty decent commentary on like the pandemic, and then you had like the I just all of that felt lost. Honestly though, that's what bugged me. That's what's so frustrating about it is honestly because of that first half, it had potential to maybe be my favorite zombie movie ever. It really did, and then totally just blows it in the third act for me. I don't know.
Yes.
I'll stop talking about it, but Amber Turd.
Amber Turd.
I like that. It's funny.
I know people. I was asked last night what team I was on. I was like, Team Johnny. Like, come on. Did you watch the trial? I mean, seriously, God.
The Red Ranger might be getting 20 years in prison.
for
Wow.
fraud, for wire fraud, for PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. Him and like
Damn.
19 other people are
Wow.
supposedly committed fraud with it.
Damn.
Well,
Wow.
he ain't gonna get 20 years. Most likely, what'll happen is he'll pay a fine and get a slap on the wrist, and
Mhm.
everything life
Yep.
will be okay. That's usually how it goes for these people.
Yeah.
It's
Bait,
yeah.
when Conrad's asking, when was your first encounter with the paranormal?
So I've never had a
Ooh.
paranormal experience. I am super fascinated with the paranormal.
Yeah, you are.
I've always lived by the mantra, I don't know either way. You know, I mean, there's enough stories from people of all walks of life all over the world that are very similar, very identical. So I think that there's something to it. I am a very rational thinker, and I'm a big like science nerd and stuff like that. So like, you know, I'm one of those people that think like 99.99% of the time it's explainable. You know, if you could rewind time and get to the finite point, very likely you could find the solution. The problem is most of the time you can't. You know, like
Right.
the door was cracked open, and so a gust of wind came in and it hit that, which shook the table, which, you know, this thing moved and hit that, and it fell on fell on the floor. But you only see the end result, which is like the thing on the floor. But if you could like rewind and see everything, you'd see like, oh, okay. But it's that 0.01% that like fascinates me. You know, like how did that happen? I've had a lot of friends and family, my mom especially, that have had all kinds of like stuff. Like I grew up in a house that was supposedly super haunted, but again, I never had an experience. I've had friends and family and just, you know, friends of my family all claim that our house we lived in, like crazy stuff happened. I just never saw, or, you know, we've all had like where we thought we saw a shadow, like in our
That's right.
pools, or, you know, or like you heard a noise and you're like, that's weird. Like I just have never had anything where I'm like, holy shit, it's Ghostface. Like, you know, like I've never had a moment like that. You know, like I just, you know, I mean, we've all had a weird, you know, situation where it's like, that was weird. But I'm just really fascinated by it. I love hearing people's stories and like experiences. Like even like religion, like I'm super fascinated by religion. I've read like books and archives and stuff. Like, you know, it's just, I just think that stuff is fascinating. Like, you know,
I just
people's
had this.
belief
I had
systems,
this.
stuff.
I just had this vision of you going to the Vatican. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
I would love that. To just stretch.
I just.
I'm a big,
I
like,
don't know why.
when it comes to that stuff, which is funny because I wasn't like when I was younger, but I just like, I mean, like certain things, like I said, like supernatural, paranormal stuff like that. Yeah, I have always been fascinated in, but like I didn't become like a big like science nerd and like, you know, like just nerd about things in general until like I got older, and then it was like I just want to learn everything there is to learn. Like, man, I could talk about science and new tech and things that are coming up in the universe and things that have been discovered for like hours. Like it's just
It's
something
interesting
that,
stuff.
yeah, it just fascinates me. Like the universe, like the is that, you know, like, you know, it's like
What is that? What's going on out there?
There's just this
What are we
ever
doing?
expanding thing. Like, you know, like I have an interesting question for you guys. Like, so
Yeah.
if you could, would you live forever?
Yes, 100%, no doubt
That was
about it.
quick.
What
Oh,
have you
I've
seen
thought
have
about
you seen
this.
Highlander?
I have not seen Highlander. No,
You haven't?
no, I don't know.
Oh, dude.
You gotta see
just as an aside, Highlander is such a cool old school movie from 1986 with Christopher Lambert. You got to check it out. It's like action, fantasy, sci-fi, all that shit.
That's where like that thing where they're like Highlander. That comes from that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I know of that movie, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Yeah,
You got to check it out, man. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
but 100%, I would live forever if I
What's
could.
real
Like,
life pixie piece?
no question about it.
I would love to go ghost hunting. I would.
Me too.
And the two people that I knew that would go with me that wouldn't be scared to go, they both left me and moved to other states. So, and I wouldn't mind going alone. Like, cause like I said, I'm not like afraid of it. Like, but my thing is like, it's more for just like safety. Cause usually you're in like an abandoned building or something.
That's
and, like,
right.
I don't want to be there alone and break my leg. And it's like, damn, like, you know, or something happens or I get hurt, knocked out or something. Highlander.
Yeah, Neil. There
Neil.
can be only one.
But yeah, like I would love to see that this Neil, he's one of the friends that I was just mentioning that was going to go ghost hunting with me and move to another state.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
He's the
Okay.
one. Jake,
Okay.
I've talked to you about him. He's the one that moved to Ohio to you.
Oh,
to
yeah,
remember when
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to go visit him in the coming months, and I'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this guy.
Yeah, if that happens, hit me up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just vibing. So
Yeah, and he lives like 20 minutes from you, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Literally
it'll
20
be
minutes
cool.
from you.
Yeah, literally.
Sick.
But yeah, I would love to go ghost hunting. I just like, because my thing though is it drives me crazy when I watch like these ghost hunting shows and stuff, because like they'll see like a supposed ghost and they like
Yes.
run the other way. Like, aren't you there for that? Why are you here?
Well, they were
Go
talking.
towards that.
Someone was talking about Zach Baggins. Like every episode, he gets possessed.
Yeah.
By, and it's like, come on, man.
Those
Like I
shows-
like
those
the
shows are
show.
biggest crock of
Right.
I've ever seen. Like,
I
I
like
know
those
people
shows,
that
but
really
come on.
genuinely go and do that stuff, and like
Yes.
they'll go for years without discovering it. I mean, and you're talking some of the most haunted places in the world, and nothing happens. They'll stay there for sometimes a week at a time, and
Right.
and nothing happens. It's really boring. But like that's another reason why I've kind of like I don't know if I would, because I feel like it'd be really boring. Like
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like I mean it'd be cool to like see the explorations that I do, but I think that like outside of that, it's like I think it'd be really boring. Like
Right.
you're gonna get a lot of stuff of me going, well, that wasn't a ghost, that was this. Like I'm just gonna ruin it for everybody.
You just got to make it interesting.
Right.
You got to be like, whoa.
You gotta be,
just do
"What?"
like one of those. Yeah.
Well, like
Talking to the ghost. What are you doing?
I did a video that a lot of people liked. I didn't do it on Fate Decided. I did it on another channel that I was supposed to start like a long time ago, and I just made one video and never did it because Fate Decided really started blowing up. But I basically was watching like paranormal videos and stuff and breaking down and basically explaining how that happened and what that did. And
Yeah.
people seem to really enjoy that.
That is
but,
cool.
But
Very
Knight, what about you? Would you want
Do
to
I
live forever?
believe? Oh, do I want to live?
We can get to that. We can get to that next.
I don't know, man. Part of me says yes, but probably the bigger part of me says no, man. Because, like I said, if you watch Highlander, just watch Highlander.
Maybe that's
Seriously,
why I feel
man.
the way I do. I just haven't seen this movie yet.
That's great, man.
Okay, I have one more question, then we can dive into the paranormal stuff if you want. Like you guys tell me. But Jake, would you tomorrow? They come to you. They're like, "Hey, we got this space station. You're gonna live forever. We're sending you to space. You're gonna travel the stars and be part of the research team. You got to leave your family. You got to leave everybody. Would you do it?"
I have a lot of questions about that though. Like, would I still be able to do like YouTube and all that? Would I still be able to like upload videos to Earth people?
You're gonna be in deep space at some point. How are you gonna do that?
Okay. Well, then see, like, why I want to live forever is because like I enjoy
wanna be a
what I
YouTuber
do.
forever?
Yes. Oh my God. Like,
forever.
listen,
you gotta
I-
put that on your stuff,
oldest-
man. I
the
want to do
oldest
this
YouTuber.
forever.
He's
Well,
1100 years old.
Listen, I've been doing this for 9 years, and I'm no less excited today than I was when I first started. Like I could literally do this forever. Is how I feel about it. Like I have no doubt about it in my mind. Like I think in another 9 years I will still be just as excited because it's just so much fun. I meet new people every single day. There's some bit of news I can talk about. It's great. I mean, why would I want to throw all this away? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
You are
I don't know.
literally the beacon of hope. I love you, man. 'Cause just hearing you say that, I'm just like, yeah, that's right.
Well,
about
thanks,
you,
man.
Knight?
I appreciate
What
that.
about you, Knight? Would you go to deep space? Would you leave everything behind to go in deep space and discover all the things in the universe?
I don't know, man. I'm a sci-fi nerd, and I've seen a lot of shit go wrong, and so all of that is playing in my head. I don't know. I will say this: I'd be very curious. I'd want to do it. I really would, because curiosity is just like. Have you ever seen that movie Contact with Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
I love that movie, and just the thought of what's out there and the unknown, and trying to just get to the point where you can find out some type of information. Like I'm right there too, but I don't know personally if I would do it. Would you?
I watched that movie in high school.
You did?
Contact? Yeah.
I
we
love.
watched
Do you
in
like it?
Science class. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie.
It is.
I mean,
it really is.
It's not like for those that haven't seen, it's not like a high pace,
Exactly.
No,
it's
it's
a very
It's
very
cerebral.
like very.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it for what it was, and it was cool. Like like you come to class, and nothing's better than a movie day when
Right?
you're in school and you show up and they're like, "All right, we're not going to teach today. Here's a movie." And it's like, "Oh,
We're
we
doing a
watched all
movie.
kinds of movies." Like
Yeah.
like now you can't watch any of that shit at school. Like it sucks.
Exactly.
Like we were watching some like pretty like some pretty intense movies when I was a kid, and now it's all like different. But I
Well,
mean,
that's because kids are watching stuff on their phones
Yeah.
pretty much the whole
Yeah.
school day. They're so
Exactly.
desensitized.
Yeah,
Watching a
to
movie is no
everything.
big deal to them.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
But
But
I just watched a movie on my way to school. What do I want to do it
yeah,
again?
what do I need to watch a movie for? I'm watching it right now. Look, what movie you want to watch? Pick. And like, but like the one thing I do believe in though is aliens. Like, just because like if you think of just the vast universe and just from even like a scientific perspective, like mathematically the possibilities are like that there is something. And I'm not saying it's like little green men that have came here and abducted people. I don't know if aliens have ever even been here. Again, that's something else that there have been a lot of accounts.
Oh, that's a whole can of worms that I would love to crack open with you sometime.
Maybe we'll actually have we'll do a live stream together. We'll just dive down that. But like, for time's sake, is that like, it is something that I really like. I don't know if it like if aliens have came here or not. I could really care less if they have or not, as long as they're not like trying to blow up the world. But I do think even if it's like a microbe, that's still alien life. That's still life that's not of Earth. So I mean, I just think that just from a grand, I mean, you're talking about trillions and trillions of planets and different atmospheres and all this stuff. Like, who's to say that there isn't? Like, it just makes no sense that there wouldn't be life out there.
That's right. Contact was mind blowing.
It was.
It really was.
It was a great movie. But yeah,
it just makes you wonder.
Yeah, that's one of the only things that like I really believe in.
So it's okay. Sorry. What's so funny about that? And the reason I was like, oh, we got to bring up aliens. We're talking about all this weird shit. We got to bring up aliens. So you watch Ancient Aliens? You ever hear of that?
Yeah, yeah. I love the guy with like the frizzy hair. That's
dude.
that guy's my hero.
Wait. My dad met him 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. He was in Akron, Ohio. They're going on like a tour right now. Yeah, he was in Akron at like the Civic Center or whatever, and like my dad actually shook his hand and met him. Like, and they had a whole conversation.
Is he in real life as he is on the show?
Yeah, my dad was like, dude, he is the most like positive, energetic, super excited dude. Like, they went back and forth about aliens for like 20 minutes. Me and my dad and Giorgio Tsoukalos. Oh my god, yeah, no, it's hilarious.
Cool.
My dad got a signed poster of like everybody who was there too, which is crazy.
That is cool.
Yeah, no, we're big alien believers in this house. Like, we talk about it a lot. Like, we'll go on a whole rant about it. And like, yeah, not only probability alone would suggest that they exist, but there's so much weird shit that happens like every single day that is unexplainable, like UFOs and shit. The government is literally meeting about what to do about certain unidentified flying objects right now. I'm a huge believer. Like, it's gonna take a lot to convince me there's no aliens and that we don't know about them. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. I'm totally crazy.
No,
I know.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, man. Absolutely.
There's something to it, like I said, and even like abduction and stuff. Like, it makes sense. I mean, we abduct things. Like, don't you like? So if you had this superior, alien being that, I mean, we can't even get out of our own atmosphere, let alone travel light years. So I mean, they're far and away advanced than us. So I mean, of course they would want to like take some of us and see what ticks. Like, how do you? I mean, we do the same thing. Like, so, and, I can't remember the scientist off the top of my head. If it comes to me, I'll mention it, but he made a really great analogy for that. He was like, think of an anthill. Like, ants are, to us humans, are very insignificant, but in the scope of like their world, they build like abstract sculptures. Like, if you've ever seen like the inside of an anthill, like it's like architectural like masterpieces, and it's like they're so fascinating. And he's like, what do? We take ants, we put them in ant farms and stuff like that. He's like, you have these like we are the ants to an alien being, and he was
pretty
like,
much.
and he was like, the problem is that like ants as they evolve, just like we have. Like, sooner or later, it becomes like, okay, we need to watch out for them. We need to monitor them.
Right.
And now we're at the point where it's like, okay, maybe we should watch out. Maybe we should monitor them. And and then he even said like alien technology. He was like, people say like, oh, and he's like, I don't know either way. He's like, I'm a scientist. I based in facts. There are no facts at this time. But he's like, look at it like this. If I put you in the stealth bomber, you're going to have no idea it's alien to you. You're like, this is crazy. So I'm not going to put you just in the stealth bomber. I'm going to start you with a wooden plane. I'm going to start you with this, and I'm going to work your way up to the stealth bomber. He's like, the problem is once you learn how to control the stealth bomber, now you're a threat. And he's like, that is the biggest fear for humanity, is once we reach the point of alien technology, that's when we need to worry about aliens. He's like, right now, we have no reason to worry about aliens, even if they're here or not. Because he's like, we're ants to them. We're just fascinating, and they just want to study us. And I was like, that is a great analogy.
Yeah.
And something else to think about too is that like in every alien movie ever made, there's always like the War of the World scene where it's like they come down and they're shooting laser beams and all that. That is not at all how it would happen. Like if they wanted to kill all of us, dude, they could just drop down like a little tiny disease that would wipe all of us out in like a month. Like,
right.
The fact that that hasn't happened yet logically tells us that like if there is aliens monitoring us, they don't want to kill us. So there's there's so much weird like logical stuff you can figure out by not even really knowing anything about aliens. It's like, oh, this makes so much sense, you know.
Have you ever heard of Bob Lazar?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Jake, maybe not.
You got to check him out, man.
Yeah,
you got to check him out.
There's a lot to do it. He's one of the most famous alien people ever. He worked he worked
Area
at
51.
It was
near.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he supposedly worked on alien crafts and stuff like that. And he was he was the first big whistleblower. He predicted. He was saying stuff back in like the 80s that they were like, oh, that doesn't exist, and he was right about everything. Like he talked about hand scanners that measure your bone density. Yeah. And the government came out and said, "Oh, that's nonsense." And then a picture leaked of that hand scanner at this facility. Like everything he was saying was accurate. Like they went and like raided his house and they were like harassing him, and it's
they
like
blacklisted him.
Yeah, which I think is stupid because like to most people he sounds like a crazy man, but the government just bought into it. I don't think he would have been like if the government just kept their mouth shut and just let him go. Yeah, I don't think he would be the guy he is today.
I agree.
The reason he is so famous and so well known in like the alien community or UFO community is because the government essentially backed him up. They basically said like, "Hey, he's right," by just like trying to by
doing literally all of that.
Yeah. There's a great thing on, I believe it's Netflix, that's out talking about his story. I actually first time I really got deep into him was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah, it was like a fucking like 2-hour podcast, and I am not kidding you. I've probably listened to that thing at least like 6 or 7 times.
It's really fascinating.
It is great. Seriously,
I know, Jake. I know you're not big on Joe Rogan, but that's the one Joe Rogan you should watch. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, and it was before, and I don't have, and you know, the Joe Rogan thing is kind of, but this was, in my opinion, before Joe kind of started to get really, you know, this was a couple years ago. Yeah. So for me at that time, I was, you know, I enjoyed listening to his podcast, but it was a great podcast, man. Seriously, like I still got it on my favorites list, and every once in a while I just put that thing on. It's great.
It's fascinating, dude. I'm fascinated by all that shit. Like even like a Jupiter brain. Do you know what a Jupiter brain is?
No. Oh no.
Oh my god. Oh man. All right. Because I'll start going down a rabbit hole. So
wait a minute. Wait. Before you do it, hold on.
I'll contain myself. Okay, go ahead.
Nar's in the chat.
Nar!
Hey! Hi.
Nar! What is up, Nar?
Welcome.
We were talking about you earlier. I wish you were here earlier. But again, this Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, me and Nar are going live again. So be there or be rectangle. So
be rectangle.
That's right.
That almost worked.
There you go.
There you go. Rectangle.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't be rectangle.
Oh, man.
But
too funny.
Okay, let me without going into a crazy rant here, because I could talk about a Jupiter brain for like an hour. It is
just tell it to us like we're 3.
Yes. So a Jupiter brain, a Jupiter brain is essentially the greatest achievement mankind could ever make. It is essentially everything we know of God in a supercomputer. So it is a supercomputer or quantum computer, the size of Jupiter. And it would be so advanced that basically it could simulate worlds and existences in seconds. You know, like for religious people out there, like, it says in the Bible, that our existence is, in a blink of an eye to God, like stuff like that. Like that's basically a Jupiter. Like literally the biblical sense of God is a Jupiter brain from a computer standpoint. It could create. So, I mean, the reason I could go down rabbit holes is because that basically ties into like religious theories, that ties into, simulation theory, things like that. So I could go down tons of rabbit holes, but essentially it would be the greatest achievement we'd ever make. It is a quantum computer that could simulate life. That is, it's everything. It would be all knowing, all powerful, and it begs a lot of questions, even like the Mandela effect, things like that. And it's something that that they believe in the foreseeable future. It's not anytime soon, but eventually we could reach that point. But there's a lot of questions of maybe we did reach that point, and this is why like the existence we live in now is the existence we live in now. But basically, yeah, it'd be able to simulate universes.
Whoa!
planets,
You mean
everything.
you mean they're saying that maybe we did reach that point, and then maybe like we kind of restarted, like back to prehistoric man up until today type of thing, or what?
So like, well, I mean, there's many theories about what that could be, but essentially, like because
I'm way too sober for this conversation. Man.
Well, it made me think of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. So like,
if you ever
brain,
saw the show,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The Jupiter brain essentially. I just saw Neil's comment. That was funny.
Whose comment?
Neil's comment. He said, "I have a Jupiter brain in my pants." That's true. You can simulate. You can create life, and so that's very true.
Look what Nancy wrote. She says, "But I don't know how the fuck to do that." Nancy, we can't do super chat.
We can't do super chat yet. We're not at 1,000 subscribers. But thank you, Nar.
But thank you for the thought so much. That is so.
We appreciate it.
You are the sweetest.
We really do.
So to answer your question, so there's many thoughts and ideas and directions they could go for that, but essentially, like a Jupiter brain could simulate existences in split seconds, but to us, it would be a lifetime, right? So basically, from the beginning of time to the end of time, it could simulate in seconds, but it could do that for multiple universes, things that. So that's like like why many believe like a Jupiter brain would explain multi dimensions, multiple universes, stuff like that. So we could just be one of those timelines. So it could even be a Jupiter brain was created in another universe, and it's simulating this universe. And there's so many directions you could go with the Jupiter. Like I said, we could
not real.
I kind of, that's so interesting to me though, because like
it's extremely fascinating. Oh, and this is just the tippy tip of stuff that I could go down as far as a Jupiter brain goes, and many other things. But just a Jupiter brain, I mean, like I said, we could talk for 10 hours on a Jupiter brain.
Wow, man. Nancy, we can't get any super chats, but thank you so much for the kind offer. That's so sweet of you. We've got to get like another 370 subscribers before we can do that.
We got it.
I mean, 384 subscribers.
Yes.
So
yes. We'll get there though. We'll get there. On our individual channels, though, we're able to do those things. But thank you so much for the thought. Thank you.
Come join all of our. Knight has a stream tonight, right?
Hey, there you go, baby.
There you
You're
go.
All right.
Hey,
Jake, you all right.
All right.
You all right, baby. Yes, I'll be streaming at 8:00 Slasher Movie Club time, and we're going to be talking about Urban Legend.
Ooh, good choice.
Urban Legend.
I love that movie.
Yes, absolutely. Jason said, "Thanks, Fate. Now my head hurts."
Like I said,
I love it.
That is only the beginning.
I
man,
do
I'm
too.
telling you.
Morpheus decided.
We'll have to do like I said, we'll have to do something on the channel about that.
An alien discussion.
Dude, I'm telling you, Jake, whatever you want at night too, you can come on. Like
absolutely,
whatever you guys. I'm serious. I
have so much to add to that conversation. I've watched so much Ancient Aliens in my time. Bro, I would love to just go back and forth about that crazy shit.
Dude,
it's awesome.
Hey, Sabrina.
I'm telling you, whatever you guys want, I am more than happy.
Can you start again, please?
Start from the beginning. I'll have to do some of this stuff on. Maybe we'll do like live streams or stuff on my channel where I just dive into crazy stuff. I know people really seem to like I want to get back to doing like the paranormal, supernatural, like
man,
stuff, because I know people really seem to like it, and ever since I made those community posts, I've gotten a lot of questions, not questions, but like, when are you going to do it? So.
It is interesting stuff, man, and obviously Fate. I've talked to you about that stuff too, man, because I've got such an interest in that stuff too. So I think you should, man.
Have you guys ever had an experience?
I did.
You did?
Oh,
would you share it? Or is it
No.
something?
No, I'm just joking. I'm
Oh,
just.
Well, I mean, some people aren't comfortable. sharing,
No, no,
so-
no, no. I, as a kid, and I swear to God, I can still see it as vividly as way back then. But I literally saw a ghost. I was in my room. The funny thing is, because my dad, I mean, I still have the same house that I grew up in, and every time when I go visit, every once in a while, I'll say, I wonder. But I saw a ghost twice, and scared the shit out of me, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know. But I do believe in it for sure. And even if I didn't have that experience, I would definitely believe in it because I've known of people that have had experiences too. So it's really interesting stuff, man.
Yeah. What about you, Jake? You ever have anything?
So I wish I could say that I had something like this. I have friends who have had like alien experiences, and I've had my parents have had like paranormal activity like happen to them, and nothing. Like I don't have a single thing where I was like, oh, I couldn't explain that. I wish I have though. I would love to talk about that and be like, oh, it's a crazy thing. No, but. My buddy Sean saw an alien when he was a kid. Like he's 100% sure about it. Talks about it all the time. It's really interesting. He has like he lives in like the middle of nowhere, like a lot of land and all that. And he was like out there one night, late at night. It was like 11, 12 o'clock. And he's just walking around. He's like, dude, I saw a bunch of gray aliens just walking around. It was horrifying. He's like, it was like 10 o'clock. Yeah. So to me, that's so interesting. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And my parents go to Punderson Manor. It's this haunted house out in Ohio somewhere where they actually like have told me multiple times. They're like, yeah, we definitely saw ghosts like this time and stuff. They stay in like the haunted section and all that. So to me, that's so cool. I'm so jealous of both stories. I would love to be in that situation. It interests me. Yeah.
Very cool. Very
I love
cool.
that stuff.
Hey, and I just Nancy was just saying too, and I didn't know this, but Alicia Witt, who is an urban legend, she screen tested for Sydney.
Ooh,
that is cool.
That is cool.
Wow, I'll have to use that tonight.
She elaborated on it some more. If you go down a little more, she said, "I have an interesting Alicia Witt story."
Ooh,
there we go. Regarding Scream, and I'd have to.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
That's fine. We'll have to hear it.
Yes, I'd love to hear that at some point. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. Very cool. I'm so behind on the chat because I was like,
no,
fate was hypnotizing me with this Jupiter brain theory.
Oh, I get it. I'm telling you, it's fascinating.
And
it is, though. Seriously.
Don't forget, you also have Morbius in the urban legend cast, the greatest superhero of all time. So
I see what you did there. There were so many, actors that the cast was crazy. Plus, you had Robert Englund.
All these little cameos and stuff.
He wasn't in it a lot, but it wasn't a quick 2-second, hey, I'm Robert Englund. He had a little bit of a plot point to it,
Oh yeah, he's kind of like a red herring, if I remember correctly, right? Like
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh man. Wow, Amber. Ghost followed you for 10 years. Woo.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Oh man.
Now we know.
Some hot takes going on.
Right?
Controversial stuff. I like it.
Right. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
But yeah. Oh man, this stuff fascinating.
I love urban legend.
It's great.
It is.
Oh,
I remember when I first saw it, man. I was so like into it because the whole idea of those urban legends, like a lot of those urban legends, I literally, either knew of or like the gang initiation one. It's like I've actually been a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Oh man.
Urban legends are fascinating, and like
they are. They really
even more modern, like even like sticking with supernatural, like the Woman in White, like Black Eyed Children, like stuff like that. Like all that stuff is just so fascinating.
Yes.
Fate, are you going to Monster Mania? I am not.
Me and Knight are, you nerd.
Yeah, baby. You nerd. Yeah. Woo. Plus, Eric from the Bearded Entertainment.
I live too far from all those places. They never have them in Vegas anymore. They used to have them in Vegas like every other month. Yeah, I haven't seen any in years.
Dang, that's weird.
I know that they had some random one for like 2 days here in Vegas like 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, something like that.
Thanks, Steven. You
that I
all right.
couldn't go to, but yes.
Anytime I can sound like Lawrence Fishburne, that's awesome. Yes. Brittany Murphy was good, but too young. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's another
Noah.
tragedy in Hollywood. Brittany Murphy.
Right?
Seriously.
Urban Legend is a banger.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Well,
It was
hey,
that was one of
at 8
the
o'clock,
better.
we'll be talking about
That
it.
was one of the better sequel or Scream spinoffs.
It
You
was.
know? And it was
really
from Kevin Williamson, and so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So
We need an Urban Legend
Yeah.
watch party. Hey,
definitely.
hey, I'm just saying, don't tempt me.
It could happen.
It really
X-
could.
X comes out on physical media and all that. I think tomorrow,
Tuesday.
right? Tuesday, yeah. So that could happen in the near future here over on my page. Just saying. So
Very
might have to
cool.
add Urban Legend to the list as well.
And look at Jason. Jason doing God's work. Did you hear the urban legend that if you go to the Night Watch Zone merch store, you can find anything you want? So scary, but so good.
Jason,
That's a great tagline. I like that.
Jason is awesome.
He is awesome, man. I'm telling you. Someone said to me the other night, someone said, is Jason on the payroll? I said, he needs to be, man.
I know. Yeah. For real.
Nev was the best in the screen test day. I was the Sydney stand-in, but that screen test day, so I saw Nev, Brittany, Elisa Witt, Megan Ward, and AJ Longer. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I know all of them.
Quite
Not
the
personally, but I
people.
know of them. That's cool.
I wish I knew them personally.
Right? I wouldn't be
That'd
here
awesome.
right now.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That's great insight, Nancy Ann. Wow.
Thank you, my Nar. Oh,
Absolutely.
Nar.
Nar.
still haven't seen X. Need to buy that yet.
Oh.
Yeah, Maverick.
I still haven't
Yeah,
seen X.
I still haven't either.
Oh, favorite horror movie of the year so far.
We're gonna have to.
Number
do
one.
X watch party.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yes.
man. I was tempted to do a watch party, but obviously, if you guys are, I won't.
I gotta do it, man. Everyone's been like, "Oh, Jake, you gotta do a watch party," and I haven't done one yet. So I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
man,
you
I gotta do
haven't?
X."
I
No, I
haven't
haven't done
done
one
one
yet.
yet.
Yeah.
Well, you got to
Yeah.
do one then. You got to do one.
Me
Seriously.
and Jake are behind the times. We're still.
It's okay.
We're still solo for most of our stuff. Knight and
Yeah.
Craven, they're just light years ahead of us.
Whatever.
Me and Jake are just lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely.
Lonely. What do you guys think the new Scream title could be? Ooh.
I think it's gonna be a subtitle. I just hope it's not like Scream Returns or Scream. I hope it's not like Scream 2
Can
or
you
Scream
imagine?
2. TOO. Like I've seen people throw that out there. Scream is cool.
TOO.
I hope it's not something stupid. Like I hope they put a little more thought. Dude, the Leprechaun franchise is the greatest franchise ever. I love those movies.
What?
Those movies
Leprechaun
are great.
4 is
I
a
know,
banger.
Knight did a whole live stream just bashing them for 2 hours. Where I was like, "How dare you? Those movies
Look,
are
man.
fantastic."
Yeah.
Warwick Davis. I mean, just the Warwick.
No, I
Davis
love
version. All
Warwick
the other ones suck,
Davis.
but
Warwick Davis is the shit. But
those
once we
movies
got to Leprechaun
the
in
Las
the Hood, I was
Vegas
like,
one. How
come
do you
on,
not like the one in Las Vegas? That is great.
Oh,
where the
that
girl
one's so funny.
expands and explodes. And, like, oh come on, that movie is great. It makes no
Leprechaun
sense.
in-
You got this
Leprechaun in
beautiful
space.
girl that just like jumps in this random stranger's car who's like 19. Like it's real world.
It's real world.
It's realistic. That's what I
Yeah,
love
it's
about
real
the
world
the
implications.
Leprechaun franchise.
This shit is
real
real to
world
me.
implications. The girl's car breaks down. Real world implications meets.
After
meets
listening to your stories last night, it is real world, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Facts.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, honestly, I think it's probably going to be called Scream 2, and I'm not happy about that.
I really hope it's not.
I think
Here's
like
a-
just Ghostface would be cool. I don't know. What do you guys think
Right.
about that?
Well, here's my question though. If it is Scream 2, and I know we've all kind of said that's the way that it looks like it's gonna go. What do you think is their thought process on it? The reason that they're gonna do that? Because it just I don't know. I'll let you answer that, Jake. What's their thought process if they do it like that?
To me, I think it's for all a marketing strategy. Like that's the
Yeah.
only thing I can take away from that. And
Yeah.
instead of call it like with like Spiral, for instance, let's talk about that. Like Spiral from the Book of Saw. That is a super long ass name that they just cut down to
Yes.
Spiral, which was like,
Right.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Spiral's cool. So that's why I'm saying instead of calling it like Scream, some kind of subtitle, because that's like kind of corny, kind of cheesy, like Scream Resurrection, Scream
Right.
Afterlife. You know what I mean? No. Let's just call it something like Ghostface or something like a side thing that also is like, yeah, oh, that's obviously a new Scream movie. You know, like Spiral is clearly a new Saw film because he's got the little spirals on his cheeks. There you go. You know, I mean, something like that I think would be cool.
Yeah.
I think I still kind of think if Scream 6, if they do make 6 and 7 kind of like their own thing, I could see it being like Scream Part 1, Scream Part 2. You know, kind of have Scream and 6 6 and 7 be its own thing. I really think that is a possibility.
Yeah.
I'd be okay
Scream
with
6
that.
the cash cow. I saw
The
that.
cash cow. Yeah. Yeah. I like Scary saying, what's up? I like Scary. What do you guys think about Art the Clown?
I'm excited for the new Terrifier.
Yes. Terrifier was woo. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's cool. I like it. I like it.
We're getting a full-length trailer probably this week too.
Yeah.
Damien
I hope
Leone
so.
put out there. So and then a release date as well with that. So
Yeah.
finally,
Right?
yeah.
I know.
Big
man.
shout outs to Damien Leone. He's cool. He because I've talked about his movies on several occasions. Sometimes not in the best light. I mean, nothing like too crazy, nothing bashing, but just like concerns
Right.
I have. And he's reached out on several occasions and just super cool, super like, you know, like he's even answered. He even gave us Jake covered it too. Remember, he gave us that little insight on the streaming thing.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that was cool. Like he even gave me like a little clue that he didn't put out on like social media or anything. So I was able to share it. So big shout outs to him. He's awesome.
Him and the whole cast have been so nice to me. Like I hit them up one time. I asked Damien a question, and dude, like the guy answered it like on Instagram. I was like, you didn't have to do that, man. I appreciate it. Holy crap!
Yeah.
So him, Michael Levy, David Howard Thornton, all super cool people. They're all great.
Yeah. That is awesome. Scream squared.
Yes.
Oh Lord, man. Holy shit. I hope not. I don't know, man. I just think I know it's all about business and marketing and the money, but it's just too bad because I don't know.
It should just be
Scream
called Scream 6. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
because of how all the other movies are, you know, like
Yes,
it makes sense.
I mean, to me, and I guess, I mean, obviously they look at the analytics, so I guess they're smarter than me. But you know, this has all been one story. You know what I'm saying? And Scream is such a popular franchise. Like everybody knows that was Scream 5. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that this is Scream 6. And it's almost like, well, just be proud of it. I mean, you know, but I get it, the marketing thing, you know. Although it'd be nice to see, like, if we have a franchise one day that gets, you know, up there in sequels and they just put the damn number in there and they just go
And
for
just
it and
say
see what
fuck it.
happens.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, dude, with like the Saw movies, they had it all the way up to 6. Like they did.
right.
There is a Saw 6 that made a
That's
shit
right.
ton of money.
Yes.
So like,
and it was good.
and it was good. Saw 6 is arguably the best sequel. Fight me.
Yep.
Fight me. I love Saw 6. But to me, I feel like it's not that, I don't think it's that crazy. I think because maybe the time gap, because the last one, the 4 did so poorly, maybe that's why they called Scream 2022 just Scream. I don't know. To me, it's like you could have called that Scream 5. You would have had Scream fans come and see it, especially with how they marketed the movie as kind of like oh, we're relaunching the franchise. Here we go.
Right.
Come check it out. People would it still would have made just as much money, I think. I don't know.
I think so too.
Do you guys think that they might actually call it Scream 6?
No. At this point they can't.
You know,
Yeah. I don't
They didn't call the
How
last one
could
Scream
they?
5. Yeah.
Yeah, but we all know it's Scream 5.
Well,
Like everyone know. I mean, everyone, even the number one, like when you searched it, like the trending search tag was Scream 5.
right.
Like,
Well,
so,
unless
I mean, everybody,
un-
fans
un-
and
unless they go back and like retitle things like they did with Star Wars or Indiana Jones. I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's like, no, it's just called Raiders of the Lost Ark. Come on. Stop lying.
Stop it. Oh, man. I don't know. Regardless, I mean, I just want a good movie. You know?
I do too.
Yeah.
That's all
I
I
do
care
too.
about. I just, just give us something. good.
I like
Well,
what
like-
the VHS franchise is doing. Like, have you know their all their titles? It's like VHS, VHS2, VHS
Yes.
Viral. Now we're
Yeah.
already going into subtitles by the third film, and then the
Right.
fourth one was 94, and the new one's
Yeah.
going to be VHS 99, which is like, oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. So I dig it.
I think it too, man. Scream back to college.
What if they just call it Scream 2023, and they just start using years?
Oh no,
That's
I-
worse.
that is worse.
Is that worse than Scream 2?
Yeah, because
Yes.
it's the same title as the last film and the
No, 'cause that
original.
was Scream 2023. You have Scream 96, Scream 2023.
Well, you'd have to put like the fucking year on the DVD cover. You know what I mean?
That's
It'd be
right.
like Scream 2023. You know?
Yeah,
It's
it
just
reminds me of like what was that movie, Dracula 1999 or
Oh,
can't
Dracula
remember.
2000? Is that?
Yeah.
Dracula 2000, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't give it away like that.
Let's just call it Scream Resurrection. I don't understand what's wrong with that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
What if they just go full meta? Like people have thrown this out before, and I at first I was like, that's really stupid, but then I thought about it. I was like, it would kind of fit Scream. What if they did call it like Scream Kills? You know, like
Oh lord.
you know, I mean, because Scream is all about the meta and making fun of, especially Halloween. You know,
Yeah.
like
If they go full blown, like making fun of the next like the Halloween movies, then yeah. Okay, like
Right.
I see where you're coming from, but that last film didn't necessarily focus on the new Halloween movies, which I was kind of shocked by. Honestly,
I was too.
It seems to make fun of the new Star Wars movies more than anything, which is
That's right.
odd. So
They
I don't
went
know.
Right after Ryan Johnson, you know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine there's a scene where Ghostface is like walking down the street and like everybody starts coming out going at him? It's like Ghostface dies tonight.
Ghostface dies tonight. Oh my god.
I said one of my live streams, so I'll ask it to you. I was like, how many times do you think they say evil dies tonight and Halloween ends? I said 3. What do you guys think?
You think it's gonna be 3?
Oh, I
I
don't
think
even
they
think
said
they
three.
say it. I don't even think they
I
say
don't think
it.
so
You don't
either.
think they say it
Yeah.
at all?
No.
No.
Because they said it like 5-6 times, and
They said it like 50 times in
Yeah,
Kills.
right?
Oh my
I
god.
know.
Every opportunity they had, evil dies tonight, baby.
That's right.
I wish I could see the script. It's just like, so you're gonna say this dialogue and then end it with "Evil dies tonight," and then you're gonna start this and then midway through say "Evil dies tonight." It's like it's like when people in real life say, you know, period or comma. Like that's
Right.
You know, like
Period.
Listen. I'm telling you, I'm putting the money down now. I think Ends is gonna have a different vibe. I think it's gonna really try to like, you know, pare everything down, kind of get back to the basics. I cannot wait.
season of the ghost face.
Season of the- Yes. I hope they take the more like approach that John Carpenter did with the first one, where it's almost kind of a slow burn, you know?
Yes.
And it's like you see Michael stalking, looking around bushes and
Hell
shit for
yeah.
a bit. Don't just get right to the kills. I'd like
Right.
to see I'd like to see them take that a slower approach, a more gradual build, you know?
Yeah, I really think that's the way they're gonna go. I really do. I mean, David Gordon Green talked about this is gonna be more intimate, you know, a closed type of story, blah 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 blah. And like I said, I think that's what they're gonna do. I really do. I think it's gonna be. It might even be more of that than obviously 2018 was. You know, I think that'd be a great way to end this trilogy.
What if
I think.
So something just popped in my head. What if Michael, to like explain the 4-year gap, because Michael was pretty methodical in kills. Like everything, even 18, everything seemed to have a purpose, right?
Mhm.
What if we get like an H2O like reference, and Michael like throws somebody into the like Lori's house, and Lori thinks it's Michael, kills him. We think Michael's dead, and then Michael's in hiding for like 4 years. What if something like that happened?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, like that just went right over my head, bro. I'm sorry. Like, wow.
That was
I'm like,
great.
What?
It was even better because he's just like.
I'm just like, I didn't like.
Brain shut down for a minute.
I don't know. That just went in one ear and right out the other, man. I was like, I do not
was
understand anything you just told me, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
All you heard from him was like wah 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 wah.
yeah,
wah,
I'm like,
wah.
I don't what. my brain is fried, man. I am so sorry. I posted like 3 videos today, and I got a 4th one coming. So I apologize. My brain is kind of mush. But
Great.
my good friend
favorite
Tyler,
part is he was just like,
I was just
he
like,
even
yeah.
nodded and everything.
I'm
He's
like, I don't.
I thought he was
Dog.
with you too.
I
No,
know.
I
I was like, okay, cool. I got Jake in my corner. Okay.
You're leaving me outside in the cold, Jake.
But he didn't respond with like, could you repeat that immediately? He said it like took him like.
I tried to
like,
process it, and I'm just like, I got absolutely nothing from
He's
that,
like,
dude. I'm sorry.
no can do.
I'm
was
saying so like in 18 Halloween 18 and Halloween Kills, Michael was very methodical with this.
Yes.
Like he wasn't like killing just to kill. Like it was
Right.
it always almost seemed like a purpose, like to get his mask, to get a knife, and then I'm gonna test the knife to make sure it's the one I want. You know, like
That's right.
everything.
Yeah.
It was very methodical. So I was like, so clearly Michael is actually thinking and processing and having plans to some degree. Maybe it's on the fly, maybe it's, already a thought. But so I was saying, like, what if we get kind of an H2O reference? Because we've seen many references for past Halloweens in so far. And like Michael sets Laurie up and like has somebody in a Michael mask, whatever, maybe it's like one of the patients or whatever, because there was like 10 of them that ran away. Maybe it's just one of the loony patients or something. They just kind of like go in, Laurie kills them. We think Michael's dead, but really that explains like the 4-year gap. Like, what if they did something like that?
So you're saying they take like an H2O approach?
Yeah, and you get like an H2O moment in it because there's a 4-year gap.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah. It makes sense with like if you look at the Halloween 1, 2, and 8. Okay, I don't. That went over my head because I was just like, what from H2O do you want from? I just wasn't getting. I got it.
Michael
Okay,
died.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. The 4-year gap thing was what was fucking me up, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! There's a huge gap between 2 and H2." Okay, you know that scene in SpongeBob where like the cogs in Patrick's brain start working, like that just happened. That just happened for me.
Well, to add to that even further, we got the little teaser, right?
Don't make it more complicated for him. He just
No,
followed you on this.
The steam is coming out, bro.
This actually might make more sense because so in the trailer, in the little teaser that we got, Laurie beats Michael, right? Like in hand-to-hand combat, basically. So it would make sense that it wasn't actually Michael; it was somebody else. So I think that could tie into Michael, Laurie.
Oh, fuck! Okay,
makes sense.
Hold on. Are you implying right now that in this movie comes out, okay, and we get a satisfying ending, and everyone's like, hell yeah, this was awesome, and then Jason Blum announces that Halloween Resurrection 2.0 is coming out next year?
I mean, like that would be like the beginning scene, I don't think that teaser that we got is at the end. I think that's in the beginning, early.
No, it's definitely not at the end.
It's definitely got to be. Yeah. So I think that could be a sequence that takes place. Laurie thinks she kills Michael, right, and it also makes sense with the image we see. She's happy, she's wearing like dresses now and stuff, so she might think Michael is dead, but it wasn't really Michael, and it's kind of a nod to H2O where Laurie thought she killed Michael, and then we see in Resurrection that's not the case. It's just kind of a reference and a nod, and it could be that 4 years happen, and then Michael obviously returns for whatever reason.
Right.
Do you think that could happen?
Interesting. So the 4-year gap is not like when the movie starts. It's like I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's pretty interesting to me, man. We'd have to set that up in a way that's nothing like how they do it in Resurrection, where it's like, oh, it was a security guard the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to set it up in a way that would really work. And to me, I feel like this is kind of the same thing as how in Halloween Kills we have Laurie bedridden again. It's something that fans have been complaining about a lot, like about the second movie since that film came out. So to me, the fact that they just redid it in Halloween Kills is like, okay, well, you just completely ignored everything the fans have been saying for a while. So, and then you just did the exact same thing in Kills. And there's a lot of instances like that in Kills. As much as I did really like the film, they did fall into some of the same, oddly enough, into some of the same pitfalls as the franchise has before in the past. So I just hope with this film, it's not just H2O, but done differently or done modernizing it. Nancy Ann Ritter's comments here are cracking me up a bit. But I think that I was reading that as a different word, not duck. But now I understand what you're saying. But Anyway, so
For just a few seconds.
I was like, hold on a minute. I'm like, what is going on in the chat right now? This is getting crazy.
Jake again is like, yes.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? I'm just hoping that they don't go the resurrection route and like they're like, oh yeah, this was the inspiration for this new movie was Halloween Resurrection. You know, I don't want to be hearing that in the behind the scenes when I get this thing on Blu-ray in next year. So
Resurrection 2.0.
Please no, please no. Oh man, no, I'm saying that. As much as I want to love it, I have low expectations. Ooh.
Oh, how do you guys feel? What are you going into Halloween Ends with?
Me, I'm ready to rock, man. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that it's, you know, going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I mean, part of it is being hopeful too, obviously, as a huge fan. But I definitely think that they'll be able to do a really good movie. I think the fans will be more on board with this than Halloween Kills. You know,
I think so.
Because most people that I talk to, they'll say, you know, that they either liked 2018 or, you know, it was decent. And then there, as we know, Tyler, there are a lot of folks that weren't fans of Kills, you know, but I think Ends, from what everything looks like it's shaping up to be, I think people are going to be more on board with Ends than they were with Kills.
I mean, hey, Halloween Kills is the best movie for the first 13 seconds.
Stop it. Don't get me going, boy.
It was really good in the beginning, and then it just kind of fell flat.
Are you pumped for Ends, though? Do you think it's going to be a better film than Kills?
I mean, I think all you can do is go up from Kills.
Oh, Jesus. Don't set him up, Jake.
I mean,
I know. What did I do?
But I have hope, but I have calmed expectations. Like, you know, I think it's gonna be better. I think it will be the best of the three. But for me personally, I just I don't think that they have much to compete with. I mean, 18 was good. I liked 18. Don't get me wrong. I liked 18. But it wasn't.
Hold on. Here's the thing, man. And I always have to say this. Like, remember where we came from. We came from things like Halloween Resurrection. Yes. We came from things like, and again, it's just my opinion, but I like talking about it. I mean, the curse of Michael Myers. He was controlled by rocks. Come on.
They were powerful rocks.
He literally, what he did with his niece was disgusting. You know, we've come from those types of movies. So I always like to throw that out to people, especially if they're fans of the franchise. If you're not a fan of the franchise, and obviously, and you come right into it, I could see how you could have issues with Kills. I could see how you could have issues with 2018, to be quite honest. But if you're a fan of the franchise, I definitely think this is like an upward swing, like hardcore from some of the places that we've been. You know, no white horses.
But I judge this. But I judge this. But see, that's the thing. I don't judge. This is a whole new trilogy. Like, I don't.
True.
That's like even the Rob Zombie not trilogy, but para movies. Like, I don't compare. Like, I compare those to what they are. You know, like if I'm ranking them and I'm like, where do I put it in the scope of Halloween? Then but like I'm judging this trilogy based on this trilogy. Like, how has this trilogy been? And I think it's been okay. I don't think it's been great. I don't think, you know, I mean, many, like, I've seen people say like, oh, you know, the 4, 5, and 6 trilogy was better than this. And I do see that argument. I don't think so either. I don't think so either, but I see the argument. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, there was some ridiculousness to especially the later ones, but 4 was really good.
4 was good.
5 was 4 is good.
5 was
5 is a mess, dude.
Yes, it is a mess. And again, we've talked about that. And when you got a director that hadn't even seen any of the movies and almost got an actress killed because he just wasn't up to snuff. I mean, no disrespect, but hey,
snuff film.
You know, he literally it
almost became one. Yeah, there you go. I just think for Kills and 2018, just the production value alone puts that way above 5 and exactly. No offense, No Walk, but also 6. Like 6 is it's the producer's cut of 6 is okay, but I just think Kills and 2018 are leagues better, but than both of those films, and Resurrection and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Like, I don't know. To me, like those films are okay. Five is just straight up bad. But the producer's cut of 6 is okay. But I don't know, man. To me,
I mean,
production value alone puts those ones way up above.
Well, exactly. I mean, you bring in Don Shanks, and shout out to Don Shanks. He was a good Michael Myers in 5. You know, a great person to play Michael. But they get the mask, and his face is just shaped differently. So they're just like, hey, just put it on, let it hang down over his neck and stuff. Let's just do it. He's Michael. No, and like you see these new movies, and they're looking at the little things, the little details. I mean, David Gordon Green talked about how it would take so long to shoot some of those scenes of James Jude Courtney because the lighting had to hit the mask just right so that Michael would look good. Like he said, Michael just doesn't look good out of the clear, right? You got to set up the shots. That, to me, you already got my respect. I mean, I'm not saying these two movies are the best in the franchise, but I just gotta, as a fan, a lifelong fan of the franchise, I just gotta give them so much credit, for taking time, thinking of the special cases and stuff, So I agree, man. The production value is so high. It really is.
It's little things, but to me, it's like I noticed that when I saw Kills. I was like, wow, the fucking attention to detail here is insane. And you can't, like, that to me automatic, like the first 10 minutes of Kills makes that better than 5, 6, Resurrection, like just because of little tiny things they do that were like, they were such big fans of this franchise. They were like, we had to do it a certain way. When we do the flashbacks to 78, it has to look a certain way. We will not settle for less. To me, that I have so much respect for these filmmakers who are making these new films. They're not cash grabs. Like so many people are calling them that, and it's like, dude, you're not paying. You're like, there's so many little things about it where it's like, oh my god, this is so awesome. These are clearly big fans of the franchise, continuing it onwards, and I love it. So.
I don't think the trilogy as a whole is a cash grab, but I think Halloween Kills was a cash grab. Wow. I think they just wanted to squeeze because that movie.
Man,
like,
I don't know.
I mean, that movie did not need to be a movie. I mean, we've even talked about it, and you guys have budged with me a little bit on it. That there really is only like you could have taken. I've said this a million times. You could have taken the 45 minutes to an hour of just great movie of all the great details. I just don't feel to me. I watch Kills, and it's like I look at it, and I'm like, they had like an hour of actual movie that they just were like, can we squeeze this into another movie? Like we don't really want to add this to 18. We don't really want to add this to Kills. We have an hour. We have this hour of leftover stuff. Can we stretch it? And that's kind of what they did.
Okay. All right. Listen, Faith, I have not answered how I feel about Halloween Ends yet. And this, I feel like, works with that. Okay. So to me, 2018 is the movie that brought back Michael Myers and was like, oh yeah, remember this, and hey, we have to re-explain this, where we are at in the timeline and all that. Perfect. We killed it that time around. And Halloween 2018 still ended up being a great movie. I really enjoy it. Kills, to me, I think is all set up for Halloween Ends. Considering the little tiny details in 2018 that become massive plot points in Kills, I think they're doing the exact same thing with this last movie that are going to follow up into Ends. I think by the time we have this whole trilogy, we have to look at it as one whole movie. I've talked about this before about how like Kills is kind of like the second act in one big film. And you couldn't release that all in 2018. You couldn't make you couldn't do a supercut of 2018 and Kills and release that in theaters and expect a general audience to go and see a 5-6 hour long movie. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think you could have done that, which is why Halloween Kills was necessary. I get your point about the plot line because that ending fucking blows. But I just think this movie was necessary for things in Ends that we haven't seen yet. So it's kind of hard for me to judge all of that until this October.
Until it comes out. I mean, I hope that's the case. But like I said, you didn't need a 5-hour Halloween movie because you could have trimmed at least you could have trimmed 20 minutes just in the Evil Dies Tonight scene over and over again where they're running through the thing. I mean, it
was a bit much, I'll admit. But we'll see what happens in Ends.
You had about an hour.
Right.
Like, so you could have made Halloween, because Halloween 18 was what, an hour and 46 minutes, something like that?
I think something
an hour
like
and
that.
50, yeah.
So you could have made that movie 2 hours and 5 minutes or whatever. Nobody would have cared.
Well,
and had the flashback scenes and had like the establishment that you did in kills.
But here's my thing though. Like, I gotta admit, man, and it's not just because I'm a fan, but when I saw 2018, before I saw it, I was nervous. I was really nervous. I mean, even though I'd heard everyone behind the scenes on it and their love for it, you never know until you know, right? But when I watched it, because I went with my brother, we went there opening night, and I said, you know what? That felt like the rhythm was good, like the time, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't, like, they told a complete story, you know what I'm saying, in 2018. I think if they had added, like you said, if they had added another 15, 20 minutes, I think it would have been too much, Yeah,
I mean,
or they would have had to change. They would have had to change what 2018 was in order to do that, I guess is what I'm saying.
No, because I mean, like, you could have had at the end, so like where Laurie is like, let him burn. Like, you could have had that, like that part at the end of it.
Hey, let it burn. I'm Laurie Strode. That was like the best unironic. That was the best ironic Charlie Day impression I've ever heard in my life.
But what I'm
What's
saying
up,
is,
Coriander?
Hey, how you doing? Like, I understand your point. Like, yes, like, they told a fluid movie, but here's the thing, like,
right.
If they, in hindsight, looking back, it's easy to say, yeah, like, it ended perfectly. But if we would have watched the movie and there was an extra like 15, 20 minutes, like, we would have taken it as a whole. And like, you could have had where Laurie burned the house down. You could have gotten to like the establishment of them in the hospital and had that dialogue. So you're talking like that first, like, 20 minutes of the movie, you could have had that and then ended it with them at the hospital, kind of like, what's next? Like, what's going to happen next? And then that would have, so you could have done the flashback, you could have done the whole firefighter thing. Like, that would have been a great way to end the movie. Imagine at the end of 18, the firefighters, you just see all these firefighters getting butchered and stuff. Like, that would have been a great way to end that film. And then you had Halloween Ends, that opens up with the back half where, you could even have like, Tommy pop in and he's rallying the troops or whatever. They all get slaughtered. You don't have the 4-year gap, because I really have concerns with that. You remove the 4-year gap, you have that, and it just continues. And it's just like, everyone gets slaughtered. It's like, what's next? Laurie's all tore up. Lindsay's all and it would have set the stakes so much higher. Like, Laurie's fucked, like, Allison's really the only one left that is like even in a fighting condition. Lindsay's kind of tore up too. Like, I just think you didn't need kills. You could have split it up between ends and told your story for ends, had the big culmination point. Laurie, fights through that, like, that pain and like that overcoming challenge, that obstacle, and boom, you had it. Like, I just think you didn't need to make Halloween Kills.
You know how I talk about like and this is something that I feel like goes over people's heads sometimes, but you know how I talk about like Christ figures in literature sometimes, like, and how that's like the rise, the fall, the comeback. That's what they're doing with Laurie Strode with these movies.
Absolutely.
Like, that's
There's no
she's
doubt.
following the exact same.
But you could have done that in 2 films. You didn't need a third film.
It's 3 parts. 3 parts.
Right.
Fate.
on,
3 parts
man.
to it, and you got to emphasize all of them.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you something real quick, Fate, because we're almost out of time here. Here's my question. Okay, you're not a fan of Halloween Kills, right?
Yes.
You're not a fan of the Stew Train. If you had to pick one that you could be on board with, no pun intended, which one do you pick? You got to pick one.
Between Halloween Kills and Stew?
Yes.
I don't
be
care
careful.
about Halloween. I don't care about Halloween enough, so I would choose Kills. Like, Scream, I actually care about.
No, the way you word stuff, you're horrible.
Damn.
Man.
Damn.
I mean, I love Halloween. Don't get me wrong. Halloween is great. It's up there, but like, compared to Scream, like, Scream is my favorite franchise. Like, I get that. I don't want to see Scream go down the drain because they bring back somebody that's dead and it becomes some supernatural zombie.
Hey, careful! You got a GoFundMe that's saying that's gonna make you say otherwise.
I do have I've only gotten $50 donated to it, so it doesn't look like it's happening.
So you don't give a shit. You're like, whatever.
Hey, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We have the GoFundMe. Many of you wanted a GoFundMe to get me on the Stew Train. Here's your chance. Donate to the GoFundMe. I will join the Stew Train. Look, I will be the #1 advocate unlike anything you ever see. Me and Craven, we will skip to the train together. I will sit on his lap and talk about the first thing that pops
They
up.
will take a picture where Steven is carrying Tyler into the train.
I will have a Stu hat on, a Stu sweater. I'll be like, Stu's alive, yay!
Stu boxers.
Stu
Fucking,
boxers.
I'll change my profile picture to Stu if I reach this guy. I mean, and like anything you've ever seen before, it'll be epic. All donations, just so people know, it will go to help the channel. I'm not just going to take the money and party and do a bunch of blow and hookers. I'm gonna actually like put it towards the channel to upgrade the channel and viewership. Not just that, but if I did reach the goal, I'd have to put it towards the channel anyway. Otherwise, I have to pay taxes and stuff on it. So yes, so it'll go to the channel. Look, it's just like a joke date. It's just for laughs more than anything. But if you do want to donate, it does go to help to grow the channel. And if I reach the goal, I will join the Stu Train. As you can see, we got $50 in donations already.
Thanks,
if you want to add to that, it'll be interesting. But yeah, nonetheless, yes. If now is your chance, you want me on the Stu Train, I will be the number one advocate.
This is the way to do it.
Craven's support is nothing compared to what you're gonna get with me. Believe me.
Nothing compared to that. All right.
He'll be singing songs and stuff.
Craven's going about it all wrong. I mean, he wants Walker to come back.
Oh man.
Oh, I already have it all mapped out of my head how I can make it believable. How I can. It's a done deal. If it's got to reach the goal.
Oh
man. You are the best. Hey Maverick, I'm glad you got that box set. It is the box set to have, baby. Got it right here.
Hey,
Dream Factory.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Maverick. Is
One day.
Right.
One day when I have money, I'm getting it.
Is it a box set that you really want to get?
So badly. Like
Really?
I would.
What
Oh my
box set is
god.
it?
It's
the Friday the 13th box set.
The one that's behind you right there.
Yeah, from Scream Factory.
My buddy has it, and he's like, he brought it over, and he's like, dude, you gotta check this out. It is sick, man. Like,
Where can I get that?
Awesome. You can
It's
order
on
it
Amazon.
I can get it on Amazon.
Yeah,
It's like 100 something, right?
yeah, like 118 or something like that. I sent the link to Maverick today.
I might
You
buy
got all
that today.
all the movies.
Can you send me the link?
Yeah,
I might buy one of those. That'd be cool. I'd love to have that.
it is awesome though. I gotta admit, man. It's like, and I had
I bet it is.
I'm sorry, Jake. Well, Jake, Christmas is coming. You know,
Christmas is
you've been
coming.
a good boy, so
That's true.
you never know.
Sick.
Uncle Knight might hook you up. No, but seriously, that's cool that you want to get one though. Seriously,
That is a cool
it is
box.
cool. It really is.
That's right.
Oh man.
That's right.
Maverick, 25 G's just to get you to say you're on the Stu Train. You better get a tattoo of Matthew Lillard on your ass for that much.
My body is a temple. I'll get a. Hey, you know what I will do if I get that? I won't get a real tattoo, but I will get. I'll tell you what. I'll get one of those like what is it, henna tattoos or whatever of Stu Macher on my ass. Like
You have to show it off though.
I
bro.
will. I'll show it off. Absolutely. I won't get a real tattoo, but I'll get like a henna or something on my ass.
I want to do
Well,
like my
saying-
whole right arm one day. Like I would just love to do that. I
Just
want to
have
get.
a
I got to get a ghost face somewhere. Like got to do that.
Yes, that'd be cool. Very, very cool. The Halloween box set is better though. Ooh, okay. All right.
There's still movies coming out though, man. You know, like I don't want to
Yes,
buy a box set. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Does that Friday the 13th box set? Does that have 2009 in it too?
yeah.
I,
It
yeah.
does? Oh wow.
Yep. It
What's
does,
gonna
man.
What's gonna happen when they come out with the new trilogy?
Well, here's
If
the
they
thing,
come out
though.
with a new trilogy.
If they do, but there's been a whole bunch of Friday 13th box sets, and I actually have the last one that they did a few years before this one. But I'm just a big fan. So, but this is the best one that to me, anyways, in my opinion, it's just the picture is so crisp when you're watching the movies. I'm just like, I love it. I love it.
Is that
you know what I should do if I hit the $25,000 goal? I'll get like a henna tattoo of Stu's face on my chest, like how Steve-O has like a tattoo on his back. I'll just get a portrait of Stu on my chest to rock for however long the tattoo lasts.
Yeah,
That's what I'll do. That'd be great.
Yes, she was Nancy, and you were all right. You were all right.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, it's almost about that time, man. This has been fun. It's been crazy.
Oh, speaking of real quick, because we don't have a link in the thing because we just showed the
Yes.
images. So since we don't have a link, if you just go to GoFundMe, if anyone wants to donate, like again, you don't have to, but if you do want to donate to the GoFundMe, just type in Fate Decided on GoFundMe and it'll pop right up. Otherwise, I have links on my channel. If you go check my channel, again, don't feel like you have to, but I
feel
would
like
love
you
that.
have to.
Yeah, but feel like you have to.
That's almost what it sounded like you were about to say. Don't feel like you
Yeah,
have to,
but-
but feel like you have to.
But you have to.
You're the best, man. All right. Maverick just said he sent you the link to the box set.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
baby.
you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get ready to head on out. Please like the video. You guys know the drill. Like the video, leave a comment, and share. Go on the streets. Do whatever you got to do. Anyways, we'll catch you guys on Friday. Peace out. The collective has spoken.